You guys have anything new?
I got the Marantz AV10. Where's Fred?
Oh yeah, that's
Fred.
the big boy.
Woo! I put it
looks
in
good,
there.
man.
I put it down in there, and actually have it on screen. I was I'm doing manual calibration using the SACT, the Spatial Audio Calibration Toolkit. I know Mike's like, oh man, not this again.
No,
You should.
Hey,
you should
you
plug
have
it
to.
every time, man.
This is our podcast.
So
Who else do we have to? Who else is here?
Yeah.
Right?
You know what?
was
I found out something was up. So I had the Pioneer LX505. I ran Dirac, right? And these same little speakers, the monolith satellite THX speakers. And when I first was messing around with the crossover section in the toolkit, I was like, man, these crossovers aren't that good. And so I raised it up from 80 to 100. And I know, like, Joe, you measured the speakers, Monoprice, Monolith, they measured the speakers, and they're supposed to be flat down to 80. Well, I did the on the Marantz AV10, so I got the Pioneer out of there. I put some videos up on TikTok and my Instagram about it. I took out the Pioneer, put the Marantz in. I actually had to raise up the rack a little bit because it wouldn't fit. That thing's huge, by the way. That thing is so huge. If you guys are thinking about getting this, it's not only tall, but it's like deep. Yeah. Okay. And then if you add, like, let's say 1 inch to 2 inch for your XLR plug, you have like a back restriction, that's you might have some issues. So make sure you actually have extra space. I actually pulled out a tape measure and measured it from like the front knob to the back, and including one of my little XLR plugs.
Did you get some binoculars to be able to see that porthole?
Oh man, it's so annoying. So annoying. But in here, it's not that bad. It's upstairs. Yeah, I can read it in here because I'm less than 5 feet away. Okay. Upstairs, I'm like 14 feet. I'm like, and I'm like, need glasses,
It'd be rough for me, man.
It would.
I know everybody says you can just see it on the screen, but sometimes maybe you're doing something that's video related, or you have the screen off, or sometimes you just need to access it without having to look. So anyway, so you set those up, and then what happened with the crossovers?
So what ended up happening was I went and did the the level matching, right? Okay. Did the level matching, had my chair turned around, had I have this this dB meter actually has a tripod mount on the bottom of it. So I had it all like perfectly. Now it's all loose.
Okay.
But anyway, had that going, and once I actually had it level matched, I went in and did the speaker crossover points where I would, in the den or in the Marantz, I would go turn all the speakers to full range, turn off the subwoofer, or tell the Marantz I don't have a subwoofer. And then it'll go from 250 hertz down to 16 hertz. And what I noticed is I could actually hear 80 hertz, 63 hertz, 50 hertz much better with these same speakers, but without Dirac. So I was just like, this is so weird. So now I have...
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me rewind a little bit. I didn't process that.
So once I did the manual level matching with the Marantz, okay. So I had the Pioneer with Dirac already done. Okay. And then I went to just play around with the crossover points, and I had them set to 80, and I didn't really like it. There was kind of like, it didn't sound good. I couldn't really hear much. So I raised it up to 100. Now, after I did the level matching manually on the Marantz, then went into the crossovers, I could hear it play 100, 80, 63, 50. And I was just like, why the fuck is this happening on the same exact speakers? Like, did Dirac not level match them properly? That's the only conclusion I'm coming to. I don't know. I mean, this happened like 2 hours ago.
That's what Dirac on the Pioneer though.
That's what Dirac on the Pioneer. So now I have them. Mr. Chana, please read my last chat. Oh, who's that? Arturo. All right, let's try to get to Arturo. But that was the real surprising thing. So I just set him to 80, and then the section I'm going through now, or before the show, was the time alignment. And first of all, I tried like Transformers or something. This whole room was rocking, dude. Oh my gosh. But doing the time alignment, I noticed something like what I'm hearing is, when I started messing around with, the distances of the, let's see, we have the left speakers are what do we call it? The correct speaker? I don't know. It's our reference speaker is the left speaker, right? And so it's playing it's playing the same exact thing in the left speaker, and then you select whichever other speaker, right? So I started with the front left and the front right. So when I was doing the front left and front right, I first took a measurement of ear level to the front left, 5 feet. Okay, 5 feet. So I went ahead and messed around with so I put the right one at 5 feet because I'm pretty much at that equilateral triangle. And I noticed if I closed my eyes, my voice was just a little bit to the left.
Oh, yeah, that happens, right?
And then I actually had to go and change the amount you can change it, because first it was 1 foot. So you can only change it by 1 foot. You have to change that to 0.1 feet. And then you can actually get some like real granular change. And I just changed it from 5 feet to 4.8, and boom, my voice was in the center. And I tried messing around with it. I made it like super far, and it's like really out in the distance. It's kind of how it almost like it's like my voice is here, and it's when you have it right, my voice is louder. Like instantly, it's just louder, right? But if I have it off to the side, like I was doing the front left and the surround right, the surround right was really because it's real close. It's like less than 2 feet away from my ear, right? It's super loud. So when I moved it, I took a big jump, and then all of a sudden, boom, my voice is kind of over here. And then it was just a matter of fine tuning until it's like in the center, and it becomes louder, almost like you're in the perfect what is it, the phantom center of whatever those two speakers are. Really weird.
That makes sense.
But really cool. So I can't wait to finish all 11 speakers because I think it's going to sound really good in here just with doing those three things: the level matching, the crossover points, and then the time alignment. And I think I didn't need to get into all kinds of crazy other stuff like sweeps and
Well, I think it's louder because you're getting summation.
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly.
So,
it's happening at the right time, right? Like I when we were making it, I thought it would be off, I hear it when I'm DJing, but it's more like one's in the distance, one is closer. One's in the distance,
it's not enough delay for it to sound that off, but you can tell when it's aligned.
Yeah. So crazy. A lot of fun,
far,
man. And
so far, how you liking everything with the AV10?
I have ordered new speaker stands so I can start running front wides.
So you have it set up in your living room or in
no, it's
studio?
in here. It's right. It's on screen right up
Gotcha.
here. Boop. I wish if I had a zoom lens.
Right.
But I got to cover my face. Yeah, I'm still in the distances menu here. It's in here because this is the only place I can actually run 15 channels, right? So I have enough speakers to run top mid up here. I just need to have my buddy come in and install those. And then I got new speaker stands so I can run front wides. So, but I have them all. I even did another video where I put cable labels. I bought brand new Mogami, 16 of them, 16 6-foot Mogami RCAs, and got all the cables labeled. And then it's super easy. And then if I need to switch out to something else, I want to do that AVR versus pre-pro, what is it called with the binaural, and I just have everybody guess which one it is. And,
like a shootout, some kind of shootout or something.
Yeah. So I can do that super easy in this setup because I got rid of this TV. I got rid of the stupid Samsung. It's actually out in the hallway. I gotta sell that thing. So anybody want a 55-inch Samsung S95B? Hit me up on email.
There it is.
And yeah. So basically, and when I'm creating Atmos, with Logic Pro, we're capped at 7.1.4 as far as monitoring, but I can mix it in 916. So now with this AV10, I'll be actually able to test everything in 916. Right. So
well, I think what was happening with that crossover thing earlier was that Dirac probably detected a higher crossover point. So when it automatically, maybe it makes like a target curve. So Dirac makes its own curve for each speaker, and maybe it was cutting off some of that bass response.
Maybe.
And so when you'd go into to AVR and raise your or lower your crossover, maybe there wasn't something there, right? Because it kind of it took it out. Yeah, that happens sometimes, you know. And what I have the same speakers here, and in room I do get sometimes 60, 40, you know, lower than you'd expect for these tiny little speakers, just because they're so close to a wall. Right? If they're close to a wall, or those ones in the ceiling are probably getting some good bass reinforcement. So, yeah, I think that's what was happening.
A lot of cool stuff. I'm actually once I finish the time alignment, I'm going to bring, since my wife is really having problems with this Apple TV in our bedroom. The Apple TV is going to come down into here, and I got a Roku Ultra. Can you believe it? We're switching from Apple TV to Roku Ultra. Just because of ease of use, and because sometimes the same show has ads in it when you go from like the Peacock app on the Roku, Peacock app on the Apple TV. The Apple TV one has ads, whereas the other one doesn't. You pay for the same thing, like the same Peacock subscription. It's so stupid. Anyway. So I can't wait to get more stuff in here. And I started shooting a video I already started shooting a lot of video in the unboxing for the Marantz AV10. But I also started shooting a video for in here for my Atmos mixing setup, because I know people have been asking.
Well, get ready.
I'm going to call it budget, but with Air Bunnies. No, Michael, it totally is budget though, dude. It totally is. You look at some of these studios, they're like, each speaker is like $900.
Yeah.
And they got like 16. So that's already like way. I went the cheap route. It's still expensive.
With the speakers.
Yeah, with the speaker. Well, I mean, you know, I'm not including the Marantz AV10.
Right. That's what I'm giggling. I'm like, well,
that's the new edition. I actually filmed everything with the older stuff.
What's the MSRP on that one?
7,000.
Okay. Yeah. There's nothing budget about that. That's awesome.
Make sure to join us every Monday for our live stream at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/Daily HiFi.